What up, YouTube? It's your boy Gavin from Team Enforcers with who?
Brian Kalina from Midwest Gaming.
Oh, Midwest Gaming?
I almost said Team Boardwipe.
Hey! What did you play today?
We played Going Second Striker.
And what place did you get, bro?
Got 7th at the Minneapolis Regional.
Alright, let's dive into the deck profile.
Alright, monsters. 3-Ray, obviously. We played 3 Phantasma in the main. Super easy to out with the field spell with multi-roll or link it away, and now there's some, like, it was worth it with all the Orcus running around and the Striker mirrors and Salamandrates. Like, it was really strong. And I actually didn't play a single Striker mirror, unfortunately. I wanted to, and there were a lot here and I didn't, but 2 Ash, 2 Ogre, and then we also played 2 Imperm. Since we were blind in second, we didn't want to lose to Colossus, so this is really good. Yeah, that's all. Only 2 engage. I'm just...
Whoa.
3, 3, 3. Yeah, I don't think anybody plays that any differently. 1 roll, 1 jamming, 1 afterburners, 1 hornet, 1 base, 1 shark cannon. I wanted 2 of this, like in theory, but in practice 1 was just good enough. And I never needed the second one for this tournament, so I'm glad I only went with 1. And 1 Eagle Booster. There are people cutting this card, and some of them are my teammates, and I'm not sure why, but it was really good.
I don't play Striker cards.
And I'm glad that I had it. I'm not upset at all about playing it at 1, and I don't think you should cut it. 2 goods, 1 fusion. And we main decked 2 Cyclone and 2 Mind Control. 2 Mind, Set Rotation, Terraforming, and Rhoda. Rhoda's standard. We're going second, so we're not playing Metaverse, but Set Rotation is really good. This card was awesome.
Were you playing Upstart?
No, I was not playing Upstart, because this was 40 cards and I didn't want to cut anything. So the cards I wasn't playing were Upstart and Desires. While I was testing this week, every time I resolved Desires, if it ever got to like turn 3, I was just like out of resources because my roll had already been outed, and if I banish a Widow or an Engage off Desires, then I'm just like stuck trying to top deck something. So like it used to be really good against combo decks when you had multiple roll and you could like keep resources better. And I was a big fan of Desires and Striker, but once you got roll hit to 1, it's really hard to retain resources, and if you're banishing even more resources with Desires, it just sucks. So I took it out, and then I couldn't find a card I wanted to cut for Upstart. And the reason I didn't add it as the 41st card, everybody's like, oh, it's a spell, so it's free, you should play it, was the fact that it makes the field spell worse. And this is actually something one of my teammates was talking about earlier. Like, it's just an extra card that you can't hit off of Area 0, and it makes you whiff more on that. So we just played 40 without Upstart, without Desires, and it was fine. Mind Control's amazing. Kazaku's amazing. This card is amazing. This card's amazing. Everything's amazing. So that's 40. Extra deck, I think it's pretty standard. Kagari, Shizuku, Hayate, 2 Kalina. Some people are playing 1. I like to not waste Hayates when I'm like burning 1 off of the Area 0 target Ray. So I played 2 Kalina, and I made 2 sometimes. It came up a decent amount. It stops you from being OTK'd, and like it's just good. And it like playing 2 allows you to use Hayate more than when you're wasting 1 off the Area 0. So there's 9 there. Phoenix, Ida. I never like made this card and like used its effects like effectively. It just was a Link 2 that came up sometimes. I never used this card's effect, but it was a Link 2 that came up. So like having this many Link 2s I think was really good because I needed to summon all 3 in one game multiple times. But it wasn't ever to use their effects, it was to like clear my board and do things. So I don't know if there are better Link 2s. In theory this is really good. It just never came up for me today. And in theory this is also really good, but it just wasn't good today. So and then Ningirsu and Bomber and Borosword. I haven't made this card all week, but I just didn't cut it. Maybe I should. It's a good card, but like in this like format and this stage of the striker deck, I don't think it's necessary. Bomber's really good. New Gears is really good. That's all. Side deck, triple rock. Really good. Double Pankratops. And then 2 Dark Ruler. I did 3 and 2 because you need to see this in your first 5, and this is going to be your 6th card. So if I'm only going to play 5 of these cards, I think 3 and 2 is incorrect. So I did 3 and 2, and it worked out okay. Double Twin. Floodgate. And I sided White Howling for all the 0 striker mirrors I played today. Because every week, whenever I had this card, if I played it correctly, like I won the striker mirror every time. The cards instead of going second, it's like not great going first if they're playing mind control, because if their first thing is mind control your Shizuku, and they're like, oh, they have no spells in grave, that sucks. But going second, you can like make them make their plays, and you like break their board, and you set White Howling, and then they try to follow up, and they can't. So like it's more auto win in the mirror than I think Shared Ride is, because Shared Ride they can still play if they want to. White Howling they can't like, at all. So I didn't play any striker mirrors today, so that sucked. But it was a really good card when I was testing the striker mirror all week.
Right. You got any shout-outs?
Yeah, shout out to Midwest Gaming, to Joe for testing a lot with the striker deck this week. Most of it was kind of his mind and his build. I just tweaked some things that I thought were better for this format. Shout outs to Rising Star Games, and shout out to TGG Gaming. I played this list at a cash tournament last night that I also won. And shout out to shout out to Izzy, my cat. I knew I wasn't gonna forget her. I was just making sure.
I was about to remind.
What about MetaMats? Oh yeah, I guess shout out to
I'm sure
MetaMats.
they're a sponsor.
Yeah, MetaMats.
What about Ethan?
MetaMats. These guys, TGG Rising Meta. And shout out to Izzy. She's the best cat in the world. She's always there for me.
What about your new wife?
Oh yeah, I just got married. Like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So shout out to my new wife.
He became one.
Yeah.
Man and a husband equals 4 all. Confirmed.
Yeah. That's all. I'm not talking anymore.
All right. Thanks for the deck profile.
Keeping that in.